Women's oath. People of Yathrib, Madina, submit to Islam. In this year, 12 men of Yathrib, of whom 10 were of the Jewish tribe of Khazraj and the other 2 of Aus, came to Mecca and took an oath of fidelity to the Prophet at Al-Aqaba, a hill on the north of that city. This oath was called the women's oath, not that any women were present at this time, but because a man was not thereby obliged to take up arms in defense of the Prophet or his religion, it being the same oath that was afterwards exacted of the women. This oath was as follows: we will not associate anything with Allah, we will not steal nor commit adultery or fornication, nor kill our children, as the pagan Arabs used to do when they apprehended that they would not be able to maintain them, nor forge calumnies. We will obey the Prophet in everything that is reasonable, and we will be faithful to him in well and sorrow. When they had solemnly engaged to do all this, the Prophet sent one of his disciples, Musab ibn Umair, home with them to teach them the fundamental doctrines and ceremonies of the religion. Musab, having arrived at Yathrib by the assistance of those who had been formerly converted, gained several new converts, particularly Usaid ibn Qudair, a chief of man of the city, and Sa'd ibn Mu'ad, prince of the tribe of Aus. Islam spread so fast that there was scarce a house that did not have some Muslims in it. The next year, being the 13th of the mission, AD 622, Musab returned from Yathrib accompanied by 73 men and 2 women of that city who had adopted Islam, besides others who were as yet unbelievers. On their arrival, these Yathribites immediately sent to the Prophet and invited him to their city. The Prophet was not in great need of such assistance, for his opponents had by this time grown so powerful in Mecca that he could not stay there much longer without imminent danger. He therefore accepted their proposal and met them one night by appointment at Al-Aqaba attended by his uncle Al-Abbas, who, though he is not then a convert, wished his nephew well. Al-Abbas made a speech to those of Yathrib wherein he told them that, as the Prophet Muhammad was obliged to quit his native city and seek shelter elsewhere, and they had offered him their protection, they would do well not to deceive him, and that if they were not firmly resolved to defend and not to betray him, they had better declare their minds and let him provide for his safety in some other manner. Upon their professing their sincerity, the Prophet swore to be faithful to them, on condition that they should worship none but Allah, observe the precepts of Islam, obey the Prophet in all that was right, and protect him against all insults as heartily as they would their wives and families. They then asked him what would be their return, if they should happen to be killed in the cause of Allah. He answered, Paradise, whereupon they pledged their faith to him and his cause.